Hi guys, so this is day one of my video diary. I decided to do this because I realised that I talk to myself in a not very pleasant way, and I also realised that this is holding me back from being seen and showing up and doing the things that I want to do with my life, helping people in the way I want to help them. And I decided that the best way to overcome this was to just start talking, just start showing up and just see what can happen from there. So today's musings, let's think about what I want to talk about today. So today I've reached 140 days of meditation, which for me is a huge milestone and actually really shows the commitment that I have to my meditation practice. It's not been without its challenges. There have been times where my brain has just not wanted to play ball, and it's felt a little bit like wading through treacle. But I see so many benefits in that. And today I posted about it on Facebook. I shared it with my friends. I don't share a lot of things on Facebook because I'm always nervous about what people will say or what people will think, and I worry far too much about other people's opinions. Probably another reason why this is a good thing, because this way I don't have to really worry about what anyone's thinking. I can just talk, just be me, and who knows, maybe some gold will come out of it. Anyway, off the back of my post, quite a lot of people have commented on it, and the support that I've received from people has been amazing. I've talked to a lot of people about meditation over the years, and people always tell me that it's something that they really want to do, and yet most people don't explore it. Not because they don't want to. I think there's a lot of fear around sitting and being with yourself. I think that in the world we have so many distractions, and we actually don't take the time to just stop and to just be. And I think because we have so many distractions, we find it then very difficult to switch off. And I am just the same as everybody else. I find it really difficult to switch off, and my practice was for that reason completely, like just to allow me to have some space, space away from all of the challenges, away from all of the rubbish that you see on the news and the Facebook and social media, other social media. But I had a realisation. I've thought for a long time that maybe it would be good to share with people, maybe it would be good to create a group, a meditation group, create some sort of support network for people who want to get into meditation. And today I've realised that the things that I thought might actually be true. That my feeling that the world needs more meditation, and that there might be people out there who are interested in it but are too scared or maybe haven't quite plucked up the courage to dip their toe into the water of creating a practice, I've just realised that I am learning so much about myself, and I'm learning that I have more to offer than I think. And I think that's probably my big realisation for today has been that I have so much self-doubt, I have so much worry, I have so much fear around showing up, being seen, being myself, being authentic, showing people who I really am, for fear that they might not accept me. And actually really all that comes down to is the stories that I tell myself. no one's ever told me that they don't like what I'm sharing. No one's ever told me that what I'm sharing is rubbish. No one's ever told me that I haven't got anything to offer. In fact, quite the opposite. Most of the time people encourage me to share and to talk and to be visible. And so the only thing that's really stopping me from doing that is me. And I think today, day one, is about me honouring myself, starting to accept myself. I think this is more a journey of self-acceptance. I think the fact that I want to help others has something to do with the fact that I don't want people to feel the way I feel or the way I have felt in the past about themselves. Like, I want people to know that they can do whatever they want, they can be whoever they want to be. And to be honest, if I'm in my rational mind, I know that anybody who doesn't like what I've got to say is not really meant for my message. There's nothing wrong in them not hearing or not wanting to hear what I want to say. There's nothing wrong in people disagreeing. It's part of what makes us human. But at the same time, if someone doesn't like what you've got to say, it doesn't mean that you're being rejected. It doesn't mean that you're unacceptable to others. It just means that maybe they're not in the place where they're ready to hear what you've got to say, or you're on different paths and you've got different things to learn. And so I think my big realisation is the fact that I need to work harder to be my own friend. I need to work harder to see the value in what I have to offer and to recognise that I have things to share. And those people who need to hear what I've got to say will find my message, and I don't need to be apologetic about sharing myself. I did a couple of exercises yesterday. I was doing some work on my ability to attract a relationship, because I've been single for a long time and I've got really comfortable being on my own. I've got really comfortable doing my own thing. I've been through some really difficult stuff and I find it quite difficult to let people in. But I've realised that is also me not accepting myself. I realised that a lot of the patterns that I have are really just stories that I tell myself about the fact that I'm not really good enough. And we make so many decisions when we're young and when we're vulnerable and when we don't have the benefit of an adult mind to process and to rationalise and to understand the world and the way that it works, and we make decisions that then dictate the rest of our lives. And that's what I have done. I have been living decisions that I made probably probably before I can even remember, and they are playing out now, and they are keeping me from being who I'm meant to be, from showing up, from having a relationship, from having the finances that I want, from having the home that I want. They're all just patterns. And the beauty of that realisation is the fact that I can change those patterns. I know enough to know how to change them. I know enough to know how to work with my mind and to work with my programming and to shift those perspectives. And I now feel that not only is it my duty to do that, because if I want to help people and show people what's possible, I have to be prepared to do that for myself, but actually I just want to have a really nice life. I just want to be happy. I just want to experience all that life has to offer. The loss of my parents has really shown me how vulnerable we are and how short life can be and how limited our time here can be, and the importance of making sure that it is a life well lived, that when we come to the end we can be on our deathbeds and say, God, I had a blinding life, I had the best life ever, and I'm really proud, and I've learnt the lessons that I needed to learn in this lifetime, and I'm ready. And I think quite often we don't get the chance to do that. unless you're in a situation where perhaps you're faced with an illness or you have a sudden life change, like for me it was the loss of my parents. Often we blissfully just carry on recreating our patterns and we don't even realise that there's anything wrong. We don't even realise that there's stuff to work on and stuff to change. We don't realise that life could be more fulfilling. We just do what we do because it's what we know. And then we realise suddenly when we have this experience that changes our perspective and changes our view of every area of our life, we realise, God, I'm not living the way I want to live. Life isn't how I thought it was going to be. I'm not as happy as I thought I would be. I don't enjoy the job that I'm doing, or my relationship isn't fulfilling, or I just want something different. And I think that can create a lot of shame and a lot of resistance and a lot of guilt. And I want to be an example to people that you don't have to feel guilty about wanting to change your life, because you're the only one that lives your life. There is no one else that's going to live your life, walk in your shoes. There is no one else who hears what goes on in your mind. There is no one else who has your experiences and your lessons and your programming. So who are any of us to tell anyone else that their life is, that their life is wrong, or that they're wrong for wanting more? We try to conform to so many things in society, and all that does is keep us stuck, and all that does is then mean that we look for ways to escape. We look for ways to step outside of ourselves, to lose ourselves in drugs, in sex, in alcohol, in whatever it is. We look for ways to escape because ultimately the reality of our lives just isn't how we want it. So my big realisation today is that I have a whole load more to offer than I thought, and that from this point onwards I am committing to making changes in my life. I am committing to showing up. I am committing to walking my talk and showing people what's possible, because I'm tired of recreating these patterns. I'm tired of almost living a little bit like a victim. I'm quite self-aware. I know a lot of things, and in a way that almost gives me no excuses. I can't really get away with pretending that I don't have power over my own choices, or that I don't have power over my own situations. So I'm going to honour that. I'm going to step up, and I'm going to be the person that I have always been. I've just shied away from it. I've just avoided it. I've feared it. And my realisation is that I need to work on appreciating myself more, so that I can really, really step into that and live the life that I want to live, and show people that we're all entitled to that. I'm not anybody that's special. I'm not anybody that's, well, I am special, but I'm not anybody that's different. I'm just someone who woke up one day and realised that their life didn't look the way they wanted it to, and I've worked really hard to try and understand what it is that I need to change, what it is in me that I need to look at, and I've done some hard work. I've done some real challenging introspection, but there is so much gold in that. There has been so much growth in that, and I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for the challenging things I've been through. So yeah, a big day one, and I'm really, really glad that I decided to do this, because talking now, this is not a comfortable thing for me. This is not in my comfort zone, but at the same time, I feel this energy, I feel this power in me that almost seems like I can connect with it fully and share it now. So that's massive progress, and I'm super proud of myself. I'm so proud of my 140 days. I think my next milestone is going to be 180, so that's my next little milestone. But I am fully committed to making meditation something that is a part of my daily life for the rest of my life, because I know how much it benefits me, and I will talk about that, I'm sure, in other videos. especially now because people have asked me to. And yeah, I'm just going to start owning it. So that's the end of day one. I hope you've enjoyed my little wafflings, and I will see you again tomorrow.